But if you could think of Garnett and Durant, that's Dybantsa.
You have a made-for-television star that is a box office brand name.
I mean, he's going to be the focal point of everything that they do.
Number one pick in the NBA draft in 2026.
He's just an unbelievable talent.
We're live in Studio B with your Cougar Sports day-to-day play-by-play. Jeremy Jordan alongside Dave McCann. Well, AJ Dybantsa's senior year at Utah Prep continues, and so do his appearances on BYU Sports Nation. Yesterday, I spoke with him about last week's tournament near the Orlando area, a few injuries he's playing through, and BYU's recent games, among many topics. Happy birthday a week ago on Wednesday, by the way. How'd you celebrate your 18th birthday, man?
I was on 3 planes to Orlando.
Just a travel day?
Yeah.
No cake, cupcake, treat, anything like that?
I had our school gave us like cupcakes like 2 days before because it was like a week of like 6 of us birthdays.
Well, happy birthday, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. Okay, you were in Orlando at the Montverde Invitational. You guys took 4th place there. There was a lot going on in Orlando, by the way. You talked about how BYU beat UCF. There was also the East-West Shrine game. BYU had 2 guys in that for football. So Orlando was the spot apparently this weekend for BYU sports, man.
Yeah.
How'd the tournament go? How'd you feel like you played and your team performed?
I mean, lost 2 games. So we lost in the semifinals, placed 4th. I mean, we did well. We weren't getting blown out or nothing like that. We just, a couple of execution plays, lost towards the end.
You were on the all-tournament team, and I noticed some fun plays against CIA Bella Vista. JJ Mandaquit got a steal, threw it ahead to you. You threw an alley-oop to Xavion Staten off the backboard. He looked happy that you gave him the ball there. What was that play like?
Yeah, like I said, we have to start it early. So like anytime, because I don't know how to throw lobs. I said this, I used to catch lobs, so I'm practicing throwing them. So anytime I get a chance, I'll throw it.
That's a very unselfish act, right? To learn that. I like that. There was another play that I really liked where you got picked up 40 feet away, crossed over a guy, got in the lane, Euro'd, made the basket, smiled at the defender. How much interaction do you like with the other team during a game?
Well, that specific game, the dude was just talking the whole time, saying I suck, just talking a whole bunch of I'm like, bro, I'm just so every time I scored on him, I was just looking at him just with a smirk.
There was a good competitive stare down, I think, after that, right? Yeah. In the BYU Utah game, they were calling techs quick. You just have to read the refs in a certain game, right, to know whether they're gonna let you do that or not.
Yeah. I mean, they shouldn't. If you get teched for smiling, that's kind of stupid. In my opinion. But I mean, I've been doing it. I haven't got a tech since I started playing basketball by smiling. So.
Have you had a tech at all?
Yeah, I've gotten plenty of techs. I used to spike the backboard a lot after dunks.
You would spike the backboard after dunks.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And that did it, hanging on the rim too long. Yeah. In a game, are you super serious? Are you having fun? Are there lighthearted moments? How do you kind of handle games emotionally?
I mean, I come into the game serious, but I mean, I try to have fun with it as much as I can. I mean, it's still a high school basketball game, so I'll try to do fun things, pick up 94. If the game's getting boring, pick up 94 feet, try to do fun acts. But it's usually a series. I mean, I'm trying to play serious. I'm trying to play to win.
What do you enjoy the most when you play basketball in the game?
I mean, I just compete. I'm just a natural competitor. Coming from a family that just we just always compete everything we do. So just the act to compete.
When you were little, what were the competitive acts that sort of got you into competition?
Me and my sister used to do dumb things first to get in the car, first to get ready, just dumb acts.
And you said your dad played soccer?
Yeah, he did.
And did your mom play sports?
No, she didn't. And
your sisters, at least one plays volleyball, you said?
My older one played volleyball and track. My younger sister plays volleyball right now.
Are they kind of as long and as tall in their sport as you? Are they outside hitters or middle blockers?
Yeah, my little sister is about 5'10", 5'11", and my older sister is 5'9".
Those are pretty good, depending on the positions. Yeah, that's awesome. Did you ever play volleyball?
No, I'd be really good though, in my opinion.
Listen, when you get to BYU, come watch practice. They got some 6'6", 6'7" guys on the outside that are pretty talented, which is fun. BYU's got a top 5 team, so I think you'd kill it. I think you'd be pretty good, man. It'd be awesome. Okay, back to the Montverde Invitational. In one of those games you played, Calvary Christian and Sean Abeva is a fellow McDonald's All-American Cincinnati signee. What was it like to compete against a guy that you'll see in the Big 12 next year?
I mean, it's good. I mean, that's what you play basketball for, to play guys like that. I mean, I'll play them at the McDonald's game, any other upcoming events, but it'll be fun to just see how we transfer from high school to college.
Have you had a couple years journey with a few of these guys that you're going to see in college, you're seeing now, and you may see in the NBA?
You said, like, how is it?
Yeah, how is it? And do you know a few guys where you're like, we're going to be on this journey together and meet up in the NBA one day?
I mean, when we were younger, there's just like guys that were just, we all came up, like, obviously we weren't as super good as we were when we were younger. But I mean, you can low-key tell, like, the guys that had the work ethic and stuff like that. So, I mean, like, guys like Darren Peterson, Kansas. So he's going to be in the Big 12 next year. Sean's going to be in Cincinnati. Tunde is going to go to Baylor. So, like, just stuff like that.
So you've kind of circled, like, the Big 12 dudes. You know who they are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know where they're committing to. So, I mean, I know where they're going. But, I mean, obviously, we're going to play some scheduled off.
Non-conference.
Conference games. So, I mean, we'll be playing everybody. And that's
Can't wait, man. I know they haven't been announced, but have there been conversations behind the scenes about potential games that BYU could schedule with you on the team?
The only one I heard is the one that we're playing in Villanova, Vegas.
That one's been reported, yeah.
Yeah, so they have Montverde, Dante Allen. He's a Villanova commit. So I'm gonna be playing these guys for the next two years beyond, hopefully.
Might be a decade, might be 20 years. Yeah. Who knows, man? It's awesome. BYU's next game, speaking of Cincinnati, is Cincinnati. Cougars lost Tuesday night to Arizona in a tough one. Had a 4-game win streak before that. You talked about how they took their time. They found out what worked and did it. What have you noticed from BYU the last 5 games that's led to a 4-1 record?
I mean, this is good. I mean, take your time, win every game. I mean, just try to focus on the game at hand. Don't focus on the ones ahead. I mean, Arizona's a top 20 team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, that's just showing, like, what we need to improve on. So that game film is really going to help them just improve for who we play next Cincinnati.
Every game is going to be fun, but are there certain opponents that you've scheduled of like, hey, I can't wait to play so-and-so in the Big 12?
Not really. I mean, definitely just watching, like, this year, the games just look fun. But, I mean, like, Utah, like, you have to play Utah, like, as a BYU.
Twice.
You have to play Utah. So, I mean, that'll probably be the biggest. Because, like, rivalry games, like, I never really played in a rivalry game, like, besides, like, my old high school. But that's not going to be the same compared to, like, college.
Have you had a sense of what BYU Utah means to both fan bases living in Utah now?
I don't have the full gist. I know when I get on campus, I'll hear it a lot, though.
You'll see it at the football game especially, which we know is now October 18th. You'll get a real taste of the vitriol and the healthy competitiveness.
Is it at our place?
It's in Provo, baby. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we should be.
Especially after last year's dramatic 1-point win. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Against Calvary Christian, did I see maybe temporarily turned your ankle or something, then you got back in the game?
Yeah, so I twisted my ankle first quarter, like 4 minutes in. But, like, the competitive in me, like, I was hurting, but I was like, bro, I can't not play. Like, if I'm able to walk, I got to play.
So just wrap it tight and get back in there, lace it up?
I couldn't accelerate. Like, I was struggling, but I just had to play, try to get my team wins.
Have you had instances like that before where you're like, hey, I got to get back in there? Is that how you operate? You're like, hey, if I can play.
So in New Jersey, I mean, my finger's still kind of like dislocated. But in Jersey, I dislocated my finger. Had 35. And then the next game, it was like a big game, and I dropped 41. So I dropped a dislocated finger.
With a relocated finger?
Yeah.
Did it correct maybe the 2 shots you missed from the night before not to get 41? That's amazing. 35 and then 41. That's awesome, man. How recently was that?
New Jersey. So this was like 2 tournaments ago, beginning of January, before my birthday.
So just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Finger and ankle okay at this point?
Ankle, I'll probably practice for the first time today. Finger, I don't know what's going on, but I've been playing. So I don't even think it might just be sprained.
But you feel it? Like it hurts?
If I press on it, yeah.
Interesting. By the way, speaking of 35 and 41, where are your hot spots on the court? where do you feel like, or maybe you know metrically, you shoot the best?
I mean, I think I'm a 3-level scorer. So, I mean, obviously dunks and layups are like the easiest, but I think I live in any type of that mid-range area. So, I mean, I think all the spots are like hot spots, kind of.
That's the hope, right? Is there a particular area where you're like, oh, I'm like 78% from left elbow or whatever, or like a baseline I prefer or whatever?
I think top of the key threes, I'm actually like very hot.
Top of the key threes. I love it. I can't wait to see you with the NOAA analytics in the annex where you just walk in, knows your face, you get shots up, you're seeing your percentage live. Like that kind of stuff's cool, right?
Yeah.
To just see where you're at. I don't dare shoot on that because I don't want to know how bad I am, but that's a different story. Myron Metcalf of ESPN, by the way, wrote an article this week about the BYU program, and he mentioned you, and he said the following. I want to see if you agree with this quote. Dybantsa is a shooting guard trapped in a power forward's body. Do you agree with that sentence?
I mean, if you want to use it as height and length, I'm probably the size of I'm a power forward, so I mean, I guess it's accurate.
Do you prefer that or like jumbo wing? How would you describe yourself?
Jumbo wing sounds better. Now, I try to be a combo guard, but I don't know how much of that I'll be playing at the next level. We'll see what KY has in store.
You've talked about kind of your growth spurt and whatnot. Remind the people of like when you grew the most and how much and when.
Quarantine, I grew 5 inches in the summer. From June to August, I grew 5 inches.
June to August? You're telling me in like 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, and then I went back to school.
Was that weird? Where you were like,
I was hurting, knees, everything, ligaments, everything.
That's wild. What did you do to cope with that?
Ice.
Just ice everything down?
I didn't have all the gadgets and everything, so I just ice, typical ice.
And you grew from what height to what height?
Like 5. It was like 5'10"
to like 6'3"?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then next year, 6'3" to like 6'6", and then I grew like 2.5 inches since.
How tall are your parents?
My dad's like 6'3", and my mom's 5'9".
That'll do it. Yeah. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, are there some tall people?
Yeah, my granddad on my dad's side was like 6'4".
Gotcha.
Uncles on my dad's side are above like 6'2".
That all helps. And then you're the 6'9" guy. Do you think you're going to be taller? You've talked about how maybe you think you might.
I hope I'm growing. I don't know if I will.
Do you want to be like KD, like 7-footer, super long guy?
I think 6'10" will be like my good cap.
One more inch? Are you 6'9" right now?
I'm like 6'8.5". So if I can get
6'8.5",
I'll be good.
Gotcha. Okay, next up, grind session in Atlanta this weekend. What's the goal with this tournament individually and as a team?
I mean, it's the same both ways. Just win 3 games, get back on the right track. I think we're ranked like 12th in the country now, so if we win 3 games, we'll be right back top 8.
And Xavion's still throwing down more food than you a week later?
Yeah, he actually just went in the cafe and just got some tacos. So.
Very nice. Well, best of luck in Atlanta. Hopefully your ankle and your pinky feel okay, and we expect some good stuff this weekend. AJ, thanks for the time, man.
You